Okay, guys, I really am a big fan of low carb diets. Okay, you can do incredible things with your body once you get your body fat adapted. Okay, you can build lean muscle, you can lose fat while maintaining your muscle. There are numerous health benefits to low carb diets. I mean, there are a lot of things that are possible, but they are all contingent upon getting fat adapted. Okay, that means right now, everybody, or most of the people who eat carbohydrates at least, are running around fueling their body with carbohydrates. Now, your body is going to go through a lot of stress when you stop eating carbohydrates. Your body has to completely change everything it's been doing its whole life and start burning fat as its primary fuel source. Like I said, if you get through this, you will have awesome results on all of the low carb diets that you can do in the future. But it's really important that you get through this first phase first, or you're not going to have any benefits at all. And as a matter of fact, when you think about people who actually, quote, tried a low carb diet, most of them, I'd say like 99 point whatever percent of them, never got fat adapted. I stopped eating carbs, felt bad for a couple of days, went back to eating carbs. Okay, that's not the way you do it, okay? That's like going to college for one day. Well, I went to college for one day and I had to spend money on classes and I didn't make any more money. No, you need to go to college, okay, get your degree, get your PhD, get your law degree, become a doctor. Then you make the big bucks, but you got to go through the crap first. Now, the good thing about getting fat adapted is it doesn't take 4, 8, 10, 12, 100 years to get fat adapted like it does to become a doctor or a lawyer. Okay, it's a pretty quick process that only takes, a couple days, maybe a couple weeks, depending upon the person. And if you follow what I'm going to tell you in this video, it's going to happen more easily and quicker. Okay, now, first of all, eat nothing but meat, eggs, and green vegetables. Okay, one of the first things people ask about like the steak and eggs diet or, different types of keto diets or low carb diets is, well, can I have this on it? Could I have this on it? Could I have this on it? Could I have this on it? Don't change the damn diet. As a matter of fact, somebody even made that comment on one of my videos. Somebody asked, can I eat this and this and this and this on the steak and eggs diet? And all he commented was, don't change the diet. And that was like the best advice ever. Okay. When you start eating nuts, there is a lot of carbs in nuts. If you eat enough nuts, you're going to have problems because you're taking in too many carbs. So at least during the fat adaptation phase, okay? And the fat adaptation phase, once again, is when you cut carbs out until you start feeling good, fueling your body just with fat, no carbs. Until you get through that phase, don't add anything to the diet. Don't try to get slick and don't try to do anything else. Okay. Another thing, step 2. I already said that this is going to be a difficult process for some people. When you do get fat adapted, okay, do not restrict your calories. Everybody wants to have like the fastest results. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out carbs, and I'm also going to cut my fat, and I'm also going to cut my calories, and I'm going to get really lean really quickly. No, what's going to happen is you're going to feel absolutely terrible, barely be able to get into the gym, much less get a workout in, okay? And then you're going to say that the diet doesn't work, you're going to balloon up and get even fatter. What you need to do is get fat adapted first. So eat as much as you want of meat, eggs, greens, okay? Eat as much as you want of those foods. And definitely, okay, if you're hungry at all, I'd much rather you eat a little bit more and be a little bit stuffed than eat a little bit less and be a little bit hungry. Because like I said, you're going through enough stress as it is getting fat adapted. The last thing you need to do is add more stress by cutting out fat or by cutting down on your calories, okay, your total calories that you take in. Getting fat adapted has a lot to do with the so-called keto flu. I do not believe, and I've done videos about this before, I do not believe that the, quote, keto flu exists, okay? The way I see it, the keto flu, or what we call the keto flu, is really just dehydration and the side effects or the symptoms of dehydration. When you cut out your carbohydrates, okay, you probably are going to have a problem keeping enough electrolytes in your system. Because people are always trained that sodium is a bad thing, they try to keep their salt intake low, which means you're flushing electrolytes, especially sodium, from your body, but you're not replacing them, okay? That's a problem. Second, it's hard to retain water if you don't have enough sodium in your body. So what I suggest you do, and what I suggest all my clients do, what I suggest anybody who's going to get fat adapted does, is first thing in the morning, you have a massive cup of bouillon, okay? Bouillon cubes, okay, basically it's just, chicken broth or whatever. Make sure there's no added sugar. God knows what people put in these things. But in general, this is just a lot of salt, okay? I usually use this cup right here. This cup is pretty big, okay? It's like twice the size of a normal mug, so I'm drinking twice the amount of water. Second, I put 4 bouillon cubes in there when I was getting fat adapted, okay? So basically, I'm taking in 2 cups of liquid, and each cup has 2 bouillon cubes, okay? That's a lot of salt. Chase it down with at least, a quart or a liter of water, okay? The reason why you're doing this is in the morning, you don't want to react in the fat adaptation phase. You want to be proactive. When you wake up in the morning, before you have a headache, before you feel weak, before you feel faint or whatever, immediately take in a massive amount of salt. That will allow you to maintain a massive amount of water, okay? For the rest of the day, you're still going to have to drink water and put salt in your foods or whatever, but I want you to start your day off right before you have a problem with the keto flu and you have to react. I want you to be proactive so the keto flu doesn't really even come in at all. Okay. Green vegetables. One of the differences between the original steak and eggs diet and the later steak and eggs diet, which became the meat, eggs, and water diet, was Vince Gironda started telling people to add in salads, okay? Because like the problem you have with not having enough electrolytes, when you go on a low-carb diet, you're probably cutting out most of the fiber you're taking in. That can cause constipation, digestive, all kinds of problems. Make sure you are doing either getting 1 to 2 large salads a day, okay, or green vegetables in some form a day with your meals, or you're taking a sugar-free fiber supplement. I take a fiber supplement because I never was a really big fan of eating like cooked vegetables. I like salads, but living alone and stuff, I sometimes had problems like, they wilt and then, you forget to buy it or you don't have enough or whatever. So I definitely like to take this as my assurance policy, okay? As a matter of fact, I suggest you take a sugar-free fiber supplement even if you do like to eat a lot of green vegetables. My ex-girlfriend, for instance, loved to eat broccoli, loved to, eat stuff like that. But even she would sometimes forget. I mean, she didn't have any at home. She didn't feel like going shopping. She just was stressed out, stayed late at work or whatever. Things got in the way. You could always, okay, I don't know what the shelf life on this is, but you can keep like 10 of these in your cabinet so you're not going to run out of them. Okay, it's easy, it's quick to make, so I suggest even if you do eat green vegetables that you still take a sugar-free fiber supplement every evening. Okay, get like 25 grams of fiber. So here, this says to take 6 teaspoons a day. Okay, 2 teaspoons 3 times a day. I take, to get my 25 grams, I take 8 teaspoons at night. I basically just mix it in, at night in with water, drink it. It works through my body. In the morning, I eliminate it from my system, okay? So that's the way that I suggest you do it. If you do go the route of green vegetables, green salad, okay, with, if anything, some olive oil on top, okay? Cooked vegetables, steamed, okay? Cook them in butter, okay? Fry them in butter, something like that. But do not add anything other than green vegetables. We're talking kale, we're talking broccoli. We're not talking green apples, we're not talking green bananas, okay? Only green vegetables, and do not put dressings on them or anything of any kind, which is once again a reason why I suggest you use this, because it's a lot easier to not be tempted to add any kind of a salad dressing. Okay, now another thing is drink at least 1 gallon or at least 4 liters of water a day. And that's really like loser advice, okay? That's like underachiever, bare minimum advice, okay? Here I've got this. This is like a non-BPA plastic bottle. I've got 2 1 liters and I got 2 2 liters. Every night I make sure that all of them are filled up in my refrigerator, and I just, like I said, I drink bare minimum 4 liters. If you're thirsty, you're in the gym or whatever, that doesn't count, okay? Drink like bare minimum 4 liters of water a day. And like I said, if you go to the gym, the water you bring doesn't count. If you're thirsty, the water you bring doesn't count, okay? So definitely drink too much instead of too little water. You see that's colored? Okay. I got decaffeinated herbal tea bags, okay? And I mixed that, I basically made that with a iced tea brewing machine, okay? So it's got a little taste, flavor, color, scent, whatever. It's not, it's a little bit better than just drinking pure water for the people who have problems drinking pure water, okay? If you're having a problem, like I said, just go ahead and get yourself an iced tea brewing machine and drink iced tea. But definitely do not put any flavorings or any powders or any sugars or anything like that in it. Okay. And that's it. Like I said, do those things and you'll get fat adapted quickly. You won't even notice the keto flu. Hopefully, if you do, you'll get through that really quick. And like I said, do not judge this diet until you've passed through the wall, until you've passed through fat adaptation and you've actually started to feel good. Then, when you start to feel good and you start to actually get some positive results from the diet, then you can judge whether low-carb dieting is for you or not.